As the episode opens, we discover Kitty is failing almost every one of her classes and could flunk out if she doesn't pass her finals. D, Q, and Minho all agree to help her out so that she can pass her finals by tag teaming and tutoring her in different subjects. While the study session commences, we cut to Alex approaching Principal Lim where he reveals he knows she is his mother. He tells her he took an ancestry test which led him to Professor Lee and Kiss. Principal Lim reveals Professor Lee doesn't know anything and quickly figures out that Kitty was the only other person who might have been able to put two and two together, which is when Alex shows her the hospital bracelet Kitty had given him. After the exchange, Principal Lim tells her husband about having a son and that he found her today. She reveals that her American friend, Kitty's mother, helped her to cover it up and that it happened when she was only 16, thus why she put the baby up for adoption. Rather than show any support, her husband tells her to pay Alex off in order to make him go away. Little did they know Yuri was listening in on the whole conversation. The punches just keep coming for Principal Lim as Yuri confronts her mom about sending Juliana away. She comes out to her mom and confesses the truth about her relationship with Dee being a ruse to ensure her mom would keep loving her. Yuri says she's tired of living a perfect fake life and runs away, leading her to Kitty's doorstep. Yuri tells Kitty she came out to her mom and is moving in with them, before confiding in her everything she overheard about having a brother. While Kitty wants to come clean and reveal the truth about Alex, she holds back knowing that it's not her secret to tell. Later, Yuri catches Juliana up on everything, which is when she questions whether something is going on between her and Kitty. To help with the push to help Kitty pass her finals, Yuri offers to help reach her with a traditional Korean dance to perform at the talent show for extra credit. The romantic tension continues to build during the dance lessons, with Kitty almost kissing Yuri before being interrupted. It's starting to become unclear where things might go in the finale, but we're here for Kitty's self-discovery and the amazing love stories the show explores. At the talent show, Principal Lim shows up just before Kitty and Yuri are to take the stage and says she wants Yuri to come home and that she can help her get to know Alex. Yuri is initially confused, which is when Principal Lim says she assumed Kitty told her the truth. Oof. Yuri confronts Kitty during the dance and asks her how she could have kept the secret from her. Kitty tries to say she forgave Yuki for keeping the secret about Dee and their friends, so why can't she do the same, which is when Yuki says they were friends, past tense. This leads to a literally fiery end to the routine when Kitty's dress catches fire from pyrotechnics and Minho races to her rescue to put it out. After the chaos, Kitty tells Dee she has feelings for someone else, but before she can say who, Dee jumps to the assumption that it's Minho and races off to confront him. The season finale of EXO, Kitty starts on stage on the day of the Korean talent show at school, where Kitty tells Dee that she has feelings for someone else. Dee assumes it's Minho because of the way he saved her when her hanbok caught on fire. He runs to attack Minho, but Kitty separates them, stating that the person she has feelings for is someone else. Minho is upset with Dee and mentions that he and Kitty were just better off as friends because the two aren't working out in real life. Minho leaves them and Kitty confesses to Dee that the person she likes is actually Yuri. She also confesses that she has had feelings for Yuri since the night of Minho's party at the club. Dee is shocked that Kitty got back with him despite knowing about her feelings for someone else. Kitty tries to explain that she wasn't sure about her sexuality and that she likes both boys and girls. Dee is upset and leaves Kitty alone. Meanwhile, Gina has a family intervention with Professor Alex, Yuri and Professor Lee. Gina tells Lee that she did not tell him that she was pregnant because she did not want him to give up on his dream of becoming a singer. The four decide to have a talk somewhere in private. Kitty calls her dad in the middle of the night and he is worried that she was in trouble. She explains that she was fine and that she had trouble trying to figure out her sexuality. Kitty tells Dr. Covey that she thinks she had feelings for a girl while she was seeing a boy for most of the academic year. Dr. Covey reassures her that Kitty was doing fine for a 17-year-old and it was okay for her to confuse her feelings. Kitty tells her dad that she was probably failing her classes, but her dad tells Kitty that learning things about life and making new experiences was important. She tells her dad that she did learn more about her mom and how she made a big impact on the lives of people around her. Kitty packs for the summer break when she talks to Q about her feelings for Yuri and doubts about returning for the next semester. Q is sure that Kitty would pass school. He opens up to Kitty about the fact that Florian was cheating on his exams to get better grades to retain his scholarship. Kitty finds Florian suspicious and asks Q to be wary of him. Q takes this in the wrong light and calls Kitty out for being judgmental. The next morning, Gina talks to Yuri about how she was finally ready to do what she truly wants. Gina tells her daughter that she was finally ready to talk to Alex and claims that Juliana was coming back to Korea that evening. Yuri is worried about her dad finding out, but Gina is too happy to care about him. Before leaving for the airport, Kitty runs into Gina. The principal gives Kitty one of her mother's letters and Kitty gives Gina the playlist her mother had left behind. Gina claims that it was something Lee had made for her when they were together. Gina claims that first loves stay the same, no matter how much time passes, and Kitty agrees with that. In the boys' dorm room, Dee is shattered about coming second because it means that he will no longer retain his scholarship. Q is with him and concerned about Dee. However, when Dee is happy that Kitty passed, Q tells him that she was expelled from school. Dee Dee asks his father to drive him to the airport because he wants to see Kitty and confess his feelings for her. Dee makes it to the airport in time and meets Kitty one last time. Kitty tells Dee that he will always be her first love and the perfect first boyfriend. They kiss and come to terms with their breakup as Dee leaves. Kitty finds Yuri at the airport and is about to confess her feelings for her. However, they are interrupted when Juliana arrives. Kitty leaves the couple to reunite, but Yuri makes a quick call to her mother asking her to reconsider Kitty's expulsion. On her way to her seat, Kitty reads her mother's letter to Gina. She learns that the boy Eve Song was with during her time at school was someone named Simon. Kitty is surprised to see Minho beside her on the flight back to the USA. Minho explains that he was visiting his mother-in-law and learned that Kitty and Dee had finally broken up for good. Minho finally musters the courage and confesses that he fell in love with Kitty during the last year. The season ends with Kitty in shock about his confession on her 11-hour-long flight, with Minho sitting beside her.
Hey, top down on the 405. Half hour late, we on LA time.